This is how to make a rounded progress bar in Unreal Engine. Create a new material called mRoundedProgressBar. Set the material domain to user interface, and the blend mode to translucent gray transmittance. This tells Unreal we're building a UI material that supports transparency. The technique we're using here is called Assigned Distance Field, or SDF. If that term is new to you, I would strongly recommend checking out Inigo Quilez's channel and CG Matters video on the topic, both of which I'll link down below. Add a custom node to your material graph, name it Capsule SDF, and change the output type to CMOT Float 3, which in HLSL, which is the language this is using, is the same as Vector 3. And connect it to the color input. We need 3 inputs for this node: UV for the texture coordinates, res, which is short for resolution, and center, which is for the capsule's center. Connect the text coordinate node to UV. For the resolution, get the get user interface UV node and use the pixel size pin. And for the center, let's hardcode the direct center by using a vector 2 node with a value of 0.5, 0.5. Now let's walk through the code. First, we convert our UVs into pixel space coordinates centered at the origin. Breaking that down, subtracting the center, which is 0.5, 0.5, shifts our coordinate origin from the top left corner to the middle of the material. Multiplying by the resolution converts the 0 to 1 UV space into actual pixel dimensions. At this preview size of 250 by 250, that gives us a range of -125 to 125 on both axes. Change your preview size to 250 by 50 to better match the progress bar's proportions. Save this line of code into a variable called position. For a capsule to fill the material edge to edge, the radius needs to match the half height, and the length needs to account for the radius on both ends. Then we define the 2 endpoints of the capsule's central axis. And finally, the SDF calculation itself. This projects each pixel onto the capsule's axis, clamps it between the 2 endpoints, and measures the distance to the nearest surface point. The result is our signed distance, which is negative on the inside of the shape and positive on the outside of the shape. If you want to explore more SDF shapes beyond capsules, Inigo Quilez's website has an incredible library of SDFs with full math breakdowns. Please note that these are written in GLSL, whereas custom material nodes in Unreal Engine uses HLSL, which have minor differences. Instead of having extreme negative and positive numbers inside this capsule, let's clamp those values between 0 and 1 using saturation. Now that the values are normalized, we can invert this capsule by subtracting it from 1. Plug this into opacity, set a color. I'm going to make it blue to test if it's working, and switch your background to checkerboard mode so you can clearly see where the material ends and the transparency begins. Now that I see that it works properly, I'll change the color back to white so it's easier to manipulate the color inside the widget. To create the progress effect, we subtract one capsule from another, one representing the full bar and one representing the fill. Since we're going to be using this custom node twice, let's promote it to a material function first. Create a new material function called mf_capsule_SDF. Copy all the custom code in, and add a vector 2 input called center with a default preview value of 0.5 by 0.5, and use that to replace the hard-coded center value that we had before. Back in the main material, pull in 2 instances of this function. Invert the second capsule, set the center to 0.2, 0.5 to represent the fill level. Subtract it from the first, and plug the result into opacity. Plugging in different values into the center gives us different progress results. But the current range is between -0.5 and 0.5, so let's make this a little cleaner. Create a scalar parameter called progress. Give it a range of 0 to 1. Subtract 0.5 from it to convert it to our -0.5 to 0.5 range, and append it with a y value of 0.5 to create a vector 2 for the center input. Now the progress parameter directly controls how full the bar appears. Create a new widget blueprint called Rounded Progress Bar. Inside of it, add an overlay and then an image named foreground. I set the material to the roundest progress bar material, but this is actually unnecessary as we set it in blueprints later. Also, let's make sure this foreground image is a variable. In the pre-construct, create a dynamic material instance from your material and save it to a variable called DMI_roundedProgressBar. Now we can set the brush from a material using that instance. Dynamic material instances let us update scalar parameters at runtime, which is exactly how we'll drive this progress value. Now add a float variable called progress value, clamp it between 0 and 1, and mark it as instance editable so we can set this from outside of the widget. Create a function called setProgressValue. Have it set the progress value variable and call the scalar parameter value on the DMI to update the progress parameter. Call this function in pre-construct before we set the material. Let's create a second widget called w_myHUD and add your rounded progress bar and make it a variable. In the tick, to test it, drive the progress with the signed value of the get game time in seconds. Finally, I'll add the widget to my viewport with my player character's begin play, and test it to see it in action. It's important to note that the sine wave oscillates between -1 and 1, so the bar will appear as completely empty for half the cycle. To clean all this up, you can see here we could have set the progress value variable directly when setting it in the tick instead of the function, but that wouldn't update our material. To avoid ever making this mistake, let's go back and make the variable private. This makes it inaccessible from any other blueprint. If we need to get the value later, we can also create a getProgressValue function that returns the value. We would also want to make that function pure. To add a background to this progress bar, we would duplicate the foreground image, and to make sure it's behind the foreground, place it above the foreground in the overlay stack. You can then set the tint for each layer independently using the brush color settings. For the background, you would always want the bar to be completely full. We could do this by creating a second dynamic material instance for it, but instead I'll just make the default value 1 inside the material. Lastly, you can set the widget's category to common in the widget settings so it appears alongside Unreal's built-in progress bar in the designer palette. This implementation only works for horizontal progress bars. If you'd like me to expand upon this, including vertical progress bars or any other variations, please let me know.